Hey guys, welcome back for another quick overview of another watch that's been in my collection. This particular watch is the G-Shock GW-5000-1JF. It is a Japanese made G-Shock, and this is the second time I'm owning it. I'm going to tell you why. So initially I had this watch, but as we always do, looking for the next best thing, I ended up selling it. It wasn't getting as much love until I missed it, and I realized why I missed it, and I'm going to explain that. I had to get one back. So before we do that, let's do a quick check of what's on the wrist. Got the GW-5000 Mudmaster. This will be coming up soon on another vid, but for now, I thought I'd just share that. So here's why this is significant. So I love this watch. It is probably the most significant G-Shock in the lineage, if you will. Spec-wise and kind of technology-wise, it's pretty direct in its descendants from the original G-Shock in 1983. And what that means is, yes, it's got the same features as some of the G-Shocks you can buy on Amazon for 45 bucks, or the other one I think that's a little higher that's got the solar is I think $80, $85, something like that. So why does this cost $250 plus online? Is because it actually has a solid metal inner casing with a screw down back, which is DLC coated. So here's what I'm talking about. The back of this watch normally has screw down stamped back. This is actually like a screw down case back where you actually twist the whole thing on. The normal G-Shocks that are not, other than this and maybe the Frogman and maybe some other anniversary models, most of them just have that tin plate in the back and it's got 4 screws around the edge. In fact, to show you, let me just grab a watch that has that in my collection and I can show you. So this is the GBX 100, which I've done a review of, but here's the standard G-Shock back, right? So you can see it's a most likely a stamped plate. And it's got the 4 screws in the corner, and that's it. This has a resin body, okay? And what that means is the rest of it, because of its design, but also probably to make it cheaper, it has a resin body. So if I were to take this whole thing off and take off the bezel and all of that, you would see there's a resin body around the module, which is why it's cheaper and lighter. This is completely stainless steel. So if you took the bezel off of this and took the bands off, this would be a solid stainless steel case around the module, which is amazing. So size-wise, I'll just do the comparison. These are the two kind of squares I've got. GBX is definitely bigger, but I also feel it's a different kind of derivative from the square. It's a great watch, but this is the square. Having owned the metal squares, the GWMs, a whole bunch of the titaniums, this one is truly the best because yes, it does have the screw down case back, which in terms of watches, the exclusiveness on itself just speaks for it. It has the same features as an $85 G-Shock that you can buy on Amazon, but come on, let's be real. We all we buy these types of watches for ourselves and for those who know, to get that get that admiration or the forum flex, if you want to call it. It does have larger buttons than the normal models. I think it's the GW-5000-1JF. I could be wrong. So these are bigger, which was one of the pet peeves even on the GW-5000-1JF. It's got larger buttons like the all metal series. It's pretty nondescript on the front. It's got solar. It does have MB6. And it's just, kind of monochromatic. It's just got a splash of color here on the shock resist. Pretty cool. I don't get the multi-band here in Southern California. I just never had luck, but I did find an app for my iPhone that mimics it, and I use that to kind of sync up all my G-Shocks that have it. Another clutch thing about this model is it has the most comfortable band on a G-Shock. This is not resin. This is actual supple, flexible, soft rubber. So it just feels nicer on your wrist. And this is the only watch where I've gone like 5 to 6 days without taking it off, including sleeping, showering, just because of its comfort level, you know. So sometimes when you're sleeping, a watch can get uncomfortable, depending on which hand it's on. But this one is very comfortable, and the strap and its soft, flexible feel is definitely part of it. That's why I've got this watch as well, because this watch also has a similar style rubber strap, if you will. And that's why I have these two models. But yeah, I mean, this one's got, I won't go into the modules. There's enough videos on there, but it's got your time, date. It's got your usual world time. I've got this set to India right now. I've got some alarms, which I never use. Stopwatch, timer, and we're back. And then, you know, I've got auto light on, which is great. That means when you flick it up at a certain angle, it auto lights up. It's solar, so I never have to worry about it. And you can see, for the most part, if you give it a little bit of sunshine, it's good. It's also got power save on, and it has received a multi-band 6 in the last couple of days. So great watch, amazing. I feel like it's more than a collector piece. It's actual, like, you know, for me, I love the stealth look of a G-Shock, and sometimes there's places like if you're traveling or if you're going somewhere and you really just don't want to be bothered about, will my watch be safe? Am I going to keep it in a hotel safe or whatever? These are the best because they look good, and it's also slim, doesn't attract attention, but you know what kind of watch it is. So yeah, I mean, second time I'm owning it, and now this one's definitely a keeper. So yeah, thought I'd just put up a quick video about this and share with you guys. Once again, guys, I appreciate all the subscriptions, the questions. I love the questions and comments. Please continue to do so down below. I try to answer every comment and question. Please like and subscribe, as that really helps me motivate, you know, get me going and pushing out more content. So I appreciate everyone's time. Have a good one. And just a quick show of the watch on my wrist. I've got 7.2, 7.3, depending on the temperature, inch wrists. You can see it just is so slim. And again, I'm coming from big watches. I've got Tunas. I've recently just got this new Mudmaster, so it wears super comfortably. One thing I would have said in the future, I wish this would have been kind of blacked out to match everything. It looks good. And then I really like this one feature is where if you put the watch on, the keeper kind of locks into these little grooves here, right? So it'll stay there, and it's you know, you got to make it intentional to move it so it doesn't slide around. Also, big shout out to Casio for putting a rubber keeper. Man, I cannot tell you how many times a metal keeper just pisses me off and is so uncomfortable. Why would you do that when everything else is nice and soft? So once again, it's super comfortable. I'm just going to put it back on my wrist so you get a good shot of how it wears. And you know, this is ultimately probably the best resin-based G-Shock with the rubber strap. And again, this one has that quote-unquote exclusivity because it is a stainless steel screw-down case back, and it's made in Japan, which we all know in G-Shock world is extra points on that form flex. So here you go, guys. Just taking it around the wrist, wears super comfortably. This is nice. It's not too tall. I mean, honestly, this is kind of the smallest watch I own. But yep, hope that helps.